Hello BookTube, my name is Elizabeth and welcome to Book Babble. Today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. I was not tagged, but I had to do it. This tag is awesome and amazing, and I will link the creators of it down below because I think there was two of them. I can't think of their names right now because I have a horrible memory, but let's just get started. The first question is the best book you've read so far this year, and it is still The Sin Eater's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury. This is a young adult fantasy, and it is amazing, and it is about this girl who can kill with her touch, and I love it. If you haven't read this book yet, why haven't you read it? It is just so good. The next question is the best sequel that you have read this year, and that is going to have to be Rebel Spring by Morgan Rhodes. I read Fallen Kingdom last year and finally got to Rebel Spring this year, and it's just fan-freaking-tastic. This series is amazing, as I am sure you know, because everyone has read this, and if you have not read it, you have heard how amazing it is from everybody on BookTube. The next question is a new release that has come out that you haven't read yet, and I have two. Both of them are pre-ordered. It is The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson. I pre-ordered this from Barnes & Noble, and it still hasn't come yet. It's been out for 2 days, and people have gotten their pre-order, and I haven't gotten my pre-order yet, and I want to know what the heck is up. The second one is Ink and Bone by Rachel Kane, which I'm also pretty freaking excited about. Same thing. I pre-ordered it from Amazon and it still hasn't come yet, and it's not as popular, so I don't know if people have gotten their pre-orders yet, but I haven't gotten mine, and I'm starting to I'm about to explode because my books aren't here yet, and I just want them, and I want them so bad. But I will be doing an unboxing of both of those books, plus many more, for my birthday book haul, which is going to be out next week. My birthday is on the 11th, and I'm so excited. I bought so many books for my birthday, and I cannot wait to do a birthday book haul for you guys. The next question is, what is a new release that you are excited for this year? And that is a really hard question, because I'm excited for a lot of books. I'm excited for Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I'm excited about Passengers by Alexandra Bracken. I'm excited about the next Throne of Glass book, even though I haven't even read Throne of Glass yet, but I will this month. It's on my TBR. I'm gonna read it. I'm just excited for so many books this year. Oh, I'm excited for Winter by Marissa Meyer, the next book in the Lunar Chronicles. That is gonna be fantastic. I just can't wait. There's so many books, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. The next question is the biggest disappointment of this year so far, and that is going to have to be Seeker by Erwin Ellis Dayton. I received this as an art from the publisher, and they also sent me a finished copy, which is super sweet of them. I loved the cover for this. I loved the description on the back, and I was just super excited for this book, which is why I requested it to read it, and I didn't like it. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars, I think. I had to DNF it halfway through, and I couldn't do it. It turned all sci-fi because it's supposed to be a fantasy, and then it went all sci-fi, and it was just weird, and it just wasn't for me. I know a lot of people really did like this book, but I just didn't, and it was epically disappointing. The next question is the biggest surprise of 2015, and I'm going to have to say the Selection series by Curacast, because I had heard so many things about this series, 50-50 good and bad, and the bad was really bad, and the good was good. So I was really shocked when I just needed to read the second book, The Elite. And then after The Elite, I was even more shocked that I needed to read the one. It's just, Curacast is a way of just drawing you into the story, and you need to know what happens next. It's like a train wreck, and you just can't take your eyes off of it, and you need to know what's going to happen. And, I mean, obviously everyone knows that this is about the selection, and everyone knows that Prince Maxon is going to choose between, 24 ladies or something, and I thought at the end of the selection we were going to be able to find out who won the selection, but we don't. You don't find out until the end of the one, and that's probably the main reason why I just needed to read, because I just needed to know who won the selection. I needed to know who Prince Maxon chose and how he came to that decision, and it was such a great book, and I ate it up, and I read every single book back to back, and I needed to know what happened, and I loved it, and I was shocked. The next question is your favorite new author. It could either be a debut author or a new-to-you author, and I'm going to have to go with a new-to-me author, which is R.C. Lewis. He wrote the Stitching Snow book, which is a fairy tale retelling of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and it was amazing. Anyone who likes the Lunar Chronicles or Cinder would love this book. It is just so good because it's a science fiction retelling of a fairy tale, kind of like Cinder is a science fiction fairy tale retelling of Cinderella, and it's just so good. I wasn't shocked that I loved it. I thought I was going to, because it just sounded so similar to Cinder, but it had so many differences that you know, I couldn't even compare the two, but they're just in the same genre, science fiction retellings of fairy tales, and I loved it. And I like R.C. Lewis is definitely like auto buy for me now, or I'm definitely going to be renting all of his books from the library like as soon as they come out. I just want to read all of his stuff, or her stuff. I think it's a her actually. I don't know why I always assume it's a man. My newest fictional crush is going to have to be, the next question is, who is your newest fictional crush? And that's going to have to be Guy from the series called Fire and Flood by Victoria Scott. And this series was pretty good. It was like middle of the road, maybe a little bit better, but Guy is just so dreamy, and I don't know, the description about him was made him what made him so sought after. And he's just a good guy, and I don't know. You have to read the book to understand, and I haven't read the book in a while, so I kind of forget, but that's the first person that jumped into my mind. You know, there's so many dreamy young adult book fictional character males that I could have thought of, but he was the first one that came to mind, so I just went with him. The next question is, who's your newest favorite character? And I'm going to have to go with Cress from the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. She's just awesome. I love her, and of all the characters and all the books that I have read this year, she's the one that really sticks out as one of my favorites. She's just so smart. She's just an awesome character, and I love reading about her, and I cannot wait for her to come up again in winter, and I can just revisit the world of the Lunar Chronicles. I'm just excited for that book series, if you can't tell. The next question is a book that made you cry, and I'm going to have to go with Mouse and Mouse 2 by Art Spiegelman. This is an amazing graphic novel series duology thing. I loved it, but I mean, it's about the Holocaust, and it's a Jew's perspective from being in the Holocaust, and it is very impactful. And I didn't like bawl crying, but I was definitely sad. Like, there are some sad parts in this graphic novel series, and I like teared up a bit, but I definitely didn't cry. It takes a lot for me to cry from a book, but this graphic novel series definitely pulled at the heartstrings and made me tear up. Question number 11 is a book that made you happy, and I'm going to have to go with Seriously, I'm Kidding by Ellen DeGeneres. Are you surprised? You shouldn't be. It's Ellen DeGeneres. I listened to the audiobook, and of course she voices the audiobook, and it was just so hilarious. I don't know what else to say. She is just the most funny person on the face of the planet, and I want to listen to all of her audiobooks now because they're just so funny. Question number 12 is your favorite book to movie adaptation this year, and I have seen a total number of 0 book to movie adaptations this year. Honestly, the only book to movie adaptation that I can count is Into the Woods, which was technically a book a while back, and then they made it into a play, and now it is obviously a movie, and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting it to be like a full-on, complete musical, but it was, and I really loved it. My husband hated it, and hates my guts for making him watch it, but I really enjoyed it. But other than that, I haven't seen any book to movie adaptations this year. I haven't seen, well, Paper Towns isn't out yet, but I haven't seen The Duff. I haven't seen like anything. I can't even think of any other book to movie adaptations that have been out this year, so I'm failing on that front. Question number 13 is your favorite review that you've done this year, or a favorite video that you've made this year. And I'm going to go with a favorite video that I made this year because my reviews always just... And my favorite video that I made this year was my video entitled Stop Booktube, This Needed to Be Said, and it's gotten the second most views of my entire channel, and it's about booktubers who start their videos saying something to the fact of I'm sorry, or they apologize for the way that they look, or something like that. I'll link it down below if you haven't seen it yet, but I made it on a whim, and it turned out to be probably one of the best videos I've ever recorded, and I know it's like really said something to a lot of people, and it meant a lot to a lot of people who were kind of thinking the same way that I was, or were having trouble with apologizing and feeling like they needed to apologize to the community for their appearance. Dog snores. But yeah, that was my favorite video that I made this year. The next question is the most beautiful book that you bought or were given this year, and I'm going to have to go with Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. It's just beautiful, and I'm going to make a book soon about the glass sword cover, because it was revealed the other day, and I wasn't really impressed. But this is just absolutely freaking stunning. This is like one of the best book covers I have ever seen, and it is just gorgeous, and I love having it on my shelf. And the last question is, what books do you need to read this year? And this question is just loaded. I could make a whole video on the books that need to be read by the end of the year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link down below my Goodreads to be read shelf, and you can check that out for all of the books that I want to read this year. And or you can check out my Top 5 Wednesday next week, which is the 15th, and that is a list of the books that you want to read for the rest of the year, but I think it's like the top 5 releases that you're excited about in the next year. But yeah, so if you want to know which books I want to read for the rest of the year, check out that video next Wednesday on the 15th, or look at my Goodreads shelf, because I literally could make another 15-minute video about what books I need to read this year. Alright guys, thank you so much for coming to my mid-year book freakout, and I will see you guys in the comments. Bye!